All right, so we made our first submission from side control 3 right here. We're gonna hit a few more submissions that can start in side control 3 but end in side control 2. We can side control 1, but this submission specifically, hold on, just a little bit further down. This one specifically is hit from side control 3, right? So we're in our side control 2, bam, pull the arm, extend the leg, turn ourselves, we're into our side control 3 right here. So once we're here, this submission, we're really only gonna hit it if we have this arm close, right? Sometimes when you get a side control 3, the guy's arm he'll fight it and he'll pull it sort of closer to his own body right here. Boom, you'll end up in this position. And you can still turn and attack the opposite arm. You can go north-south to attack. But generally, when you turn yourself in, you have a pretty good grip here. So the only caveat to hitting this from side control 3 is you do want to make sure that the guy's arm is on top of your leg right here, right? You have some control of it initially. Get your leg close to the guy's body here so that if he tries to pull his arm down now, it goes into your leg, so you still have the arm off the mat here. So we're here, boom, arm control, leg next to his shoulder here. From here, I'm gonna pull his head closer a little bit just to make this stretch to my leg easier. So I'm gonna take this top leg here, or this back leg, it's gonna become top leg, and I'm gonna turn and step over his head here, right? So when I did this, notice that I kept his arm trapped behind my tricep here, right? His hands sort of near my armpit, his wrist and his forearm are trapped by my tricep. I don't want to step over and allow his arm to go here, or else this move isn't gonna work. So from right here, we're in side control 3, his arm's up, leg comes in, hand comes over the head, leg comes over. When it comes over, I make sure I stay tight here so that this tricep can catch his forearm / wrist right here. So from right here, I can catch it a lot of the time by just sort of leaning forward and pulling my tricep back on his wrist. His elbow's gonna get caught here. I'm gonna take a different angle so you can actually see the braking action. I can pull it back, get the finish from there. If it's hard to get the finish from there, as I come back here, I can pop my hips forward, right there, pull back, get the arm lock. So it's just like a regular arm bar. What's happening is my hips are blocking above his elbow and my tricep is pulling his wrist at the top of the elbow. So this position's coming up, this position's coming up, and it's bending his elbow from the correct direction to the incorrect direction to keep the break. So from right here, I have the arm controlled, leg comes close to keep it off the mat. From here, pull his head tight, step over, tricep stays on the wrist. Sometimes you can get it from just right there. If you can't get it from right there, then once you have it bound back there, so it's like real tight, you're gonna pop your hips forward, and hips going forward as you pull back through your tricep is gonna be what finishes it. So let's turn ourselves sideways in this direction. So from right here, leg under the arm, grab onto his head, step over. So from right here, as you guys can see, above his elbow, like his tricep is blocked by my hips right here. So if I have to get to that secondary movement, as I move my hips forward, see how it moves his arm when I have his arm trapped? That's good, I want that arm extending like that. This top part of his arm is trapped by my tricep. So if my tricep comes back, his wrist will come back. So as his wrist comes back, if I pop my hips forward to move his upper arm forward, it's gonna get that braking motion where it breaks the elbow, right? So from right here, this tricep stays on the wrist. A lot of the time, I can just keep this leg tight, pull it back and get the tap, but the end's pretty flexible with this. I can tell it's tight, but it's not at the breaking point. So from here, his wrist is extended. Now I'm gonna pop my hips forward as I keep pressure on my tricep, right? Sometimes newer people will have an issue where they'll get here and the arm will be tight, and then as they move their hips forward, they move their upper body forward with it, right? When you do that, his arm's staying in the same position. His arm's just going like this with your hips. You want it to stop here and then continue so the arm keeps on extending. So from right here, if you have to go to the secondary part of the break where you move your hips forward, this arm's gotta stay strong. So you have to keep this tricep kind of, the shoulder retracted, and this tricep on the arm. So keep this in the exact same space in space, not just on your body, the same spot in space. As you bring your hips forward separately, boom, right? If I keep it in the same spot on my body, I'm gonna roll with it. I wanna keep it in the same spot in space. Well, my hips move forward in space. Boom, got our arm lock. So one more time, right here. Excuse me. Leg comes under the arm, hand pulls the head, step over the head, wrist on the tricep, pull back. That stays in the same spot in space. Go hips forward in space. Get your arm lock right there. It's called the inside arm